Pepsi didn't lose the cola wars because they made bad soda. They lost because they made Coca-Cola better. Wait, what? The company that spent decades screaming, "We're better," actually helped their biggest rival? Here's the twist nobody talks about. Every time Pepsi threw a punch, Coke got stronger. Every blind taste test, every celebrity endorsement, every Pepsi challenge, it was like handing your enemy a blueprint to destroy you. Stick around, because what you'll discover in minute 7 will flip everything you thought you knew about competition on its head. I'm about to tell you the real story behind the most legendary corporate battle in history. Not the sanitized version they teach in business school, the messy, petty, brilliant, and sometimes insane truth. You know that feeling when you're so focused on beating your rival that you forget to win? That's this entire story. We're talking betrayal, billion-dollar blunders, and a plot twist so perfect it sounds fictional. But it's not. It's just capitalism at its most beautifully chaotic. Picture this. It's 1975. Coca-Cola owns America. They've got 24% of the entire soft drink market. Pepsi? They're the distant second with 6%. That's like Netflix having 150 million subscribers while you're stuck with 25 million. Brutal. But here's where it gets interesting. Some marketing genius at Pepsi looks at those numbers and thinks, you know what? Let's pick a fight. Enter the Pepsi Challenge. Simple concept. Set up a table, 2 cups, no labels. Let people taste both. Film their reactions when they pick Pepsi. Coke's executives probably laughed it off. Big mistake. But wait, the next move Pepsi made? That's where things get diabolical. The Pepsi Challenge wasn't just about taste. It was about identity. Think about it. When someone picks Pepsi in a blind test, what are they really saying? I have better taste buds than those Coke sheep. It made choosing Pepsi feel like joining a rebellion. Coke was the establishment, Pepsi was the uprising. And Americans love an underdog story. But here's the psychological masterstroke nobody talks about. Pepsi positioned themselves as the choice of a new generation. Not better cola, better people. They turned a beverage preference into a personality test. Genius, absolutely. Fatal flaw? They were about to hand Coca-Cola the greatest gift in marketing history. By 1983, Pepsi had gained real ground. Market share was creeping up. The Pepsi Challenge campaigns were working. Coke's executives were losing sleep. So they did what panic companies do. They made the worst decision in corporate history. New Coke. Picture this meeting. Guys, people like Pepsi's taste better. So let's change our 99-year-old formula to taste more like Pepsi. It's like McDonald's saying, you know what? People love Burger King's flame-grilled taste, so let's flame grill our Big Macs. The launch date? April 23rd, 1985. The public reaction? Nuclear meltdown. But here's the part that will blow your mind. This disaster was actually Pepsi's greatest victory and their biggest mistake. When New Coke launched, America lost its collective mind. Angry letters poured in, 40,000 in the first few weeks. That's like getting a bad review every 2 minutes for a month straight. People were hoarding original Coca-Cola like it was gold. Black markets emerged. Black markets for soda. And Pepsi? They thought they'd won. Their marketing team probably popped champagne. We did it! We broke Coca-Cola! But remember that engineer from our cold open? The one who said Pepsi made Coke better? He was watching this unfold, shaking his head, because he knew something Pepsi's executives missed. Nothing makes people want something more than telling them they can't have it. July 11th, 1985. Coca-Cola admits defeat. They're bringing back the original formula as Coca-Cola Classic. The press conference should have been humiliating. Instead, it became the greatest comeback story in corporate history. People didn't just welcome back Coke, they celebrated it. Like welcoming home a war hero. Sales skyrocketed, market share soared. Within months, Coca-Cola wasn't just back to their old position, they were stronger than ever. In Pepsi, they watched in horror as their greatest victory turned into their opponent's greatest comeback. It's like winning a boxing match only to realize you just made your opponent angrier, stronger, and more popular with the crowd. But the real kicker? Some people think Coca-Cola planned the whole thing. Here's where it gets really interesting. What if New Coke wasn't a mistake? What if it was the most brilliant marketing strategy ever executed? Think about it. Take away people's beloved Coke, let them panic, then bring it back as the hero returning home. The result? Customers who were just buying Coke out of habit suddenly became passionate defenders of the brand. Pepsi spent years trying to steal Coke's customers. Instead, they accidentally helped Coke turn casual drinkers into brand evangelists. Whether it was planned or not, the message was clear. You can't kill a classic. You can only make it stronger. And here's the part nobody ever talks about. Pepsi didn't just lose the cola wars because they made strategic mistakes. They lost because they fundamentally misunderstood what they were fighting. Remember that line from the beginning? Pepsi made Coke better? They thought they were fighting a taste war, but Coke was fighting an emotion war. Too busy focused on the battle to see the war. You're about to understand why that matters. In the end, the Cola Wars taught us something profound about competition. Pepsi proved you could have better taste tests, cooler ads, younger celebrities, and hipper marketing and still lose. Because Coca-Cola wasn't selling soda. They were selling belonging. They were selling home. They were selling the feeling of being part of something bigger than yourself. Pepsi challenged people to choose. Coke made them feel chosen. The greatest irony? By attacking Coca-Cola so relentlessly, Pepsi forced their rival to discover what made them truly special. Not the formula, the feeling. In business, as in life, your greatest competitor might just be your greatest teacher. So here's the question that should keep every entrepreneur awake at night. When you're busy trying to beat your competition, are you accidentally making them unbeatable? If this kind of business warfare fascinates you, wait until you hear what happened when Netflix declared war on Blockbuster. That story, even crazier than this one.